Hello comrades and welcome back to the Ushanka Show. Today we will talk about Konstantin Chernenko, the guy who became the leader of Soviet Union after death of KGB officer Yuri Andropov. But before that, I would like to mention a couple of moments that I missed while talking about Leonid Brezhnev and Yuri Andropov. First of all, after the death of Leonid Brezhnev, who was the leader of Soviet Union for over 20 years, in order to keep his name in memory of Soviet people for many hundreds of years to come, a town of Naberezhnye Chelny, which is located in Tatar Autonomic Soviet Socialist Republic, town where the huge truck factory KAMAZ is located, that town was renamed Brezhnev. In 1988, it was decided to return the original name, so that town again is called Naberezhnye Chelny. But right now in that town they have a radio station called Brezhnev FM. Also, interesting detail, especially right now with the events unfolding in Syria, the only Soviet and Russian Navy air carrier, or it's mostly called air carrying cruiser, Kuznetsov, Admiral Kuznetsov, actually was originally named Leonid Brezhnev when it was launched. So that ship actually carried several names. It started from when it was designed. It was called the Soviet Union. When it was started being built, it was called Riga, which is the capital of Latvian Soviet Socialist Republic. When it was launched, it was called Leonid Brezhnev. When it was tested, it was called Tbilisi, which is the capital of Georgian Soviet Socialist Republic. And finally, it got the name of Nikolai Kuznetsov, one of the famous admirals of Soviet Navy. Also, after the death of Yuri Andropov, the next Soviet leader, the town of Rybinsk in Russia was renamed into Andropov, and in 1989 the original name of Rybinsk was returned. Also, there's a passenger ship in Russia that carries the name Yuri Andropov, as well as the 4th Guards Tank Division that carries Andropov's name since 1984. Also, I would like to mention that Yuri Andropov, besides the fact that he was acting like Stalin Jr., chasing people in the movie theaters in the morning, he also became famous for lowering prices for vodka. Interestingly, vodka used to be called in Russia as a bread wine, хлебное вино. An official name, vodka, was introduced under Stalin in 1930s. And the prices didn't change for a long period of time. So, for example, the Moskovskaya vodka was for over 10 years was 2 rubles and 87 kopecks. When Andropov became the leader of Soviet Union, on September 1st of 1983, this new vodka came up on the market. Well, there was no market, just on the shelves of the stores, and it was the new price of 4 rubles and 70 kopecks. So there was a drop of 10% or 60 kopecks from 5 rubles 30 kopecks that we had under Brezhnev. So that vodka, which had nothing on it besides the words vodka, or how we say vodka, just a green label, it got a nickname Andropovka after the leader Yuri Andropov. Also, some people used to call it first grader because it came up for sale on September 1st, which when all the kids in Soviet Union go to school. And now back to Konstantin Chernenko. He became the General Secretary of Central Committee of Communist Party of Soviet Union. This is the official name of his position on February 13, 1984. But he was already old, 72 going on 73, actually the oldest General Secretary elected, and in pretty poor health. So despite Chernenko's age and pretty poor health, he still got elected as General Secretary of Communist Party of Soviet Union. Apparently, a year prior, in August 1983, while on vacation, he ate some smoked fish and he got sick, and after that he spent quite a few months in the hospital. So there was not many changes under his rule. People weren't chased anymore in movie theaters during the daytime, but he critiqued a lot of bands that played music of suspicious kind, so they started chasing actually rock bands and other performers, and you can actually get the prison term for performing on your own without permission of state monopoly Roskoncert. So while in Moscow during the rule of Comrade Brezhnev, Chernenko was pretty much his personal secretary. He was taking care of all the mail coming to General Secretary, and he was writing the answers for approval. Also, any leaders, local leaders coming to Moscow to solve some problems were always trying to meet Konstantin Chernenko because he was the guy who could solve the problems. Also, he was like a personal organizer for Brezhnev, reminding him that somebody's birthday coming in or some other events happening. So Brezhnev really likes to have Chernenko around. He felt very comfortable to have him because he was never trying to like dominate or show that he's smarter. And he was invited quite often to hunt in Zavidovo, was this personal Brezhnev's hunting area. So even before becoming the General Secretary of Communist Party, Comrade Chernenko was already twice Hero of the Socialist Labor and got the Gold Stars, and that award was the highest award in Soviet Union during the peacetime. So he got first one in 1976 when he turned 65. The second one he got in 1981 when he turned 70. So you could tell those awards were like birthday presents for our leaders. And the last and the third and the last one he got in 1984 for his 73rd birthday. Also, Chernenko supposedly designed the unique mechanism for removing any document from the giant archives of Kremlin, and that was supposedly his big achievement. Comrade Chernenko was born in Siberia, Yenisei region in 1874, and his whole career was pretty much slowly climbing up the ladder in the Communist Party and moving closer to Moscow. In 1948, he met Comrade Brezhnev, who at that time was first secretary of Moldova, and they became good friends, and that's how his career got launched, and he ended up working in Moscow. He had 2 wives, and only in 2015 there were some documents published, so apparently he had more than 2 wives, and actually several of them he left behind with kids. And that was one of the reasons why his career slowed down quite a bit in the 40s. So on March 10, 1985, Comrade Chernenko passed away from heart failure, and we started another fancy funeral in Moscow. And with his death, it was the end of the 5-year period during which a lot of death of Konstantin Chernenko, Again, we had no school. We had to gather in a gym and watch the funeral. And they announced the next day that our next leader gonna be Mikhail Gorbachev. And when I saw that young guy, I thought, damn,